Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Another Day, Another Album. It's a brand new day. Let's go see what album we're talking about today. Computer, what do we got? Well, the comment section for this one's fucked. I'll just come out and say it. I think Graduation is Ye's most overrated album, but do not take that as me saying it's a bad album. Yes, that 6.5 isn't the best, but it's still an album I do like, and I recommend everyone hear it at least once. Normally I'd get into who the artist is and what this album means in the context of their career, but a lot of y'all came from my Kanye videos, and regardless, I don't think I need to explain how big Graduation is. Even outside the hits we all know like Stronger and Can't Tell Me Nothing, this triumphant album has been known for its radiance of confidence throughout the entire track list. The cocky college dropout finishes his trilogy on a high note, and from the biggest hits to the underrated gems, there's a lot to love here, especially if you do like late 2000s pop rap. I'm not saying Graduation is a bad album or it doesn't deserve its legendary reputation, but as a fan of Ye the artist rather than Ye the pop star, this album is specifically not for me. Kanye knows hits when he hears them, but what he gains in hits he loses in originality because this track list is 2000s bling rap through the bad, the good, and the Barry Bonds. The album does start out on an incredibly memorable note with the opening track Good Morning, which is one of Ye's best album openers ever. From the soul chops calling back to his previous two records to memorable lines like I'm like the fly Malcolm X. Buy any jeans necessary. Or from the streets to the league. From an eighth to a key. You graduate when you made it up out of the streets. This song is a fitting introduction into the world of success Kanye had made to this point. There is a reason that this song in particular has been one of the most popular alarm clock noises of all time, and I don't even have the stats to back that up.
I have concepts of
statistics. Champion is where one of the album's biggest issues for me shows, and that's how formulaic a lot of the songs can be, and this one included. It's not a bad song. The Champion sample for the hook does work, and it does continue the themes of affirmations and the plays on success, but the lines don't quite have the impact beyond a first few listens, and to me the sampling feels kind of lazy over the length of the entire song, especially in a way that really isn't shown so much on the original too. But the bridge is one of the best moments on the album. The next song is Stronger, and I don't think there's a single original thing I can say about the song. It's the definition of a Kanye hit, sampling one of the biggest Daft Punk songs of all time and turning it into a dramatic partying anthem as he raps about why he should fuck this girl. Of course, this song is jam-packed with its own memorable moments, from the chorus injections of I need you right now, and bars like you should be honored by my lateness, that I would even show up to this fake shit, and even lesbian slurs. Well, I'll do anything for a blind dyke. This hasn't changed the time. I Wonder is an anthem for the dreamers from the sample of My Song, as Kanye Tarantinos the sound to create his own themes of achieving the status in rap that he's always wanted, to fill stadiums and take over the world. The quotables, of course, keep flowing with lines like, you think I'm never wrong? You know what? Maybe you're right. This song is best captured in the line, I'm a star. How could I not shine? Easily one of the most uplifting songs on the entire project, even if TikTok has overplayed it just like the radio overplayed Stronger back in the day. Good Life is a mid-2000s bop that does do a good job of capturing the feel of the entire album for me. The synths and basic auto-tune on Ye and T-Pain's vocals really do transport me back to 2007. Ye describes the good life exactly as you expect any big rapper to talk about it. More money, more girls, and somehow less problems, unless you in his head. This song has got its fair share of quotables, but my favorite is when Ye plays up his relatively playful sales beef around this album with 50 Cent, down to referencing 50's biggest song. 50 told me go ahead, switch the style up, and if they hate to let them hate and watch the money pile up. And speaking of 50, let's get to the next song, Can't Tell Me Nothing. The song that 50 himself reportedly picked as a single for this album. Hey, y'all remember when rap beefs were fun and the artists could still make stuff together and whatnot? That was cool. I'm still working on that Drake and Kendrick video. It's almost done. This song is one of the few moments Ye gets close to sonically tying this album back to his Dropout trilogy, using a soul sample masterfully to show that no one can talk him down from the heights that he's achieved. This is also the point where the one-note themes of the album start to get to me. We've had 5 songs in a row about the same theme of victory and success. While it's polished to a mirror sheen, please, for the love of God, change it to something else, Kanye. I want to talk about anything else. Barry Bonds is easily the worst song on the album, and that is entirely on Lil Wayne. I have been upfront for years about how much I have never liked Lil Wayne's voice, his corny punchlines, or the many shit references.
Flushed out the feeling of me being the shit, cause I was leaving skid marks on everywhere I sit.
So Wayne was already kind of set up for failure in this song. Kanye doesn't exactly do much to save the song lyrically himself, whether it be recycling the topics of his newfound success for the 8th time at this point, rapping about how he doesn't need writers, be sure to check on that one in a few years, or even producing the most mediocre beat on this project. Barry Bonds is an insta-skip every time I listen to Graduation. Many of you may have been confused to hear me call Barry Bonds the worst song, and you probably asked, what about Drunken Hot Girls? Okay, what about it? Honestly, Mos Def puts in the work on the vocals and the bridge, which also contains one of the few moments of contrast with the strings. And while this beat isn't going to win any awards, Kanye is also not taking the song that seriously in the lyrics. And of course, we can't forget. And while this song is notorious for being the most hated song on this album, my response is, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to me. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
This kind of gets into a pet peeve of mine with Kanye fans, especially the Kanye fans who say they miss the old Kanye when it comes to some of his more out there lyrics. Because if you go back and listen, Kanye has always been like this. It was corny when he said he had a PhD, a pretty huge dick, on College Dropout. It was corny when he wrote the first verse of Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. And this song's corny too. Arguably, this is better because you don't have to think about asshole bleach, and you'll definitely remember it more than you would any of Barry Bonds. This is who Kanye is and has been, and if you're only noticing this in his later discography, you really need to go back and listen to his older stuff. And I mean really listen to it. The album rises out of the controversial very quickly with Flashing Lights, one of the biggest hits from this album, and it's easy to see why entirely from the production. The sound of this song is timeless, with the vocal sample of Flashing Lights, the arena-size synths, and the intoxicating vocal layering. This song is basically the sound of Fame. Unfortunately, a lot of this album sounds like that, so while the production does stand out here, the lyrics don't register beyond Fame, man. This shit crazy. Everything I Am shows the song that I was looking for in this album, approaching fame and self-awareness and diversity of sound and ideas. It fits well with the College Trilogy sound, so much so that this could have been a late registration leftover that Ye saved for a better album. The DJ Premier scratches work well over the most low-key beat on the project, and Ye sums up the song in one line on the hook, and it's absolutely perfect. Everything I'm not made me everything I am. This is one of the most underrated tracks from this album, especially for how funny and memorable some of the lines are.
People talk so much shit about me at barbershops, they forget to get their hair cut.
And an essential moment of rest before the final rush of songs. That final rush of songs starts with The Glory, another general victory that feels tailor-made for arenas, mixing chipmunk soul into a choir effect and some of the grandest drums on the album. By this point in the album, I have less than nothing to say about the lyrics because when Ye asks, "Can I talk my shit again?" it's obvious this fits more as a live performance than the 11th song of Ye talking said shit in a row. Homecoming is one of the most underrated songs from Graduation, and the fact of it being a single really helps it stand out. The driving kick drum and piano stabs really push the energy of the song in ways the previous songs had yet to reach. The hook from Coldplay's Chris Martin is absolutely spectacular, and Ye's lyrics of rising to superstardom, interwoven with the story of his come up in Chicago, does give me some hometown pride as someone from Illinois as well. Hell, I was even born in Naperville, before the Chicago people kill me. Big Brother is the biggest step away from the album's thesis. Instead of celebrating success, thanking those who helped Ye become the star he was, namely his mentor Jay-Z. And I appreciate the sentiment, and I think it's sad that Ye only shows this level of appreciation for the worst people nowadays.
I see good things about him also.
But honestly, I don't really like Jay-Z or his music all too much, and I think that Kanye could and would have been a star without him. So this track honestly just doesn't resonate with me at all, and it used to make for a terrible closer. And I say used to because shortly after the release of Kanye's greatest project, Donda, fight me in the comments, he put the true close of the album, previously exclusive to physical releases, Good Night. And this was what I wanted from the album. A glistening starry beat with a solid hook from Mos Def, some sentimental lyrics and imagery from Kanye, and a different, if slightly inaudible, guest verse that wraps the themes of this album in the sleekest bow that Kanye could have made for his biggest album ever. Calling this album Kanye's biggest, though, is a bit paradoxical. Yes, this is easily his most fondly remembered and critically acclaimed album, with some Ye extremists excusing blatant Nazism because this album is so great. Fuck y'all. This album never had that impact on me, even though I had the same nostalgic memories of this album as everyone else. I was very cognizant of pop star Kanye back in the late 2000s. I remember these songs in the radio on the same way I would hear Hey Ya or Buy You a Drink or even Gold Digger. But these aren't the songs you love an entire artist's discography for. These are the radio hits that are vacuum sealed from 2007. But outside of nostalgia, there's nothing profound or new like Kanye's earlier work. Nothing boundary pushing like he would do after this album with 808s and Dark Twisted Fantasy. And it doesn't feel emotionally honest like his music past 2016. This is the safest Ye album and the one I have the least to say or think about. Graduation is a 6.5 out of 10 and is number 456 on my list. Be sure to let me know your comments, suggestions, or complaints in the comments, and I'll see y'all for the next review. Peace.